Okay, ow. Actually kind of hurt. That was a little rougher than I expected. But good morning. Today is, turn that slightly. It's Thursday, December 18th, 2025. So because of that, Christmas is next week, and I think this is the first time when, I've had this channel that Christmas is on a Thursday. So I get to have a Christmas talk Thursday. I'm like, cool. I don't really know what I'm going to say in it, but I'll get to do Merry Christmases on Thursday. That sounds kind of fun. I am trying to work on my Christmas shop. I don't think I've watched a single Christmas special, but I am working on some shopping. I've gotten stuff for like a good amount of the people on my list. I still have a few more to do, but it's going. We're going to go as we go. So some sports stuff to talk about. OKC lost a game. The sky is falling. But like the way I feel about it is like, am I disappointed? Sure. But yeah, we lost to a really good team by the skin of our teeth. And I'm almost kind of glad because it does show like, yeah, this is it. We are still a really good team. Like we have tied the NBA record through 25 games at that point. And then, we lost game 26. It's a good reminder that as good as you are, you're not immortal. And you're not going to be blowing people out every night. You are going to have these games against really good opponents that are going to be tough, that are going to challenge you. How are you going to fare in those situations? And yeah, we lost. But we fought the whole way. It's like there is still that how do I want to say this? I guess it's best to say I'm disappointed that we lost. I'm not worried in the long run. And the Saints won. That was surprising. Tyler Shuck has the most wins of any rookie QB this season. Because even though it's his first season starting, first season actually playing, JJ was still technically a rookie last year. And I don't actually know how many games he's won. I'd have to look at the Vikings record, but some of those might have also been with Carson Wentz. Anyways, Shuck is the winningest rookie QB this year. And I remember, man, I'll be completely honest. I saw that one throw at the combine, which is the only thing I'd ever seen of Tyler Shuck. And I was like, that was a wide open receiver. You just threw it into the dirt, man. This is what we're doing. I think Rattler looks fine. Maybe not amazing, but I think this is a dude we could build around. We need to build our O-line. We need to build our D-line. Our defense is getting old. I mean, if this dude is the truth, then, I hope he is, but was that really the right pick? He's been playing well. He basically did that same throw he did at the combine, but it was a completion. It got a first down. I was like, that was hype. That was really hype. And, there was that long-ass running touchdown against the Bucks last week, and I was or I guess 2 weeks ago, I was that's really hype. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, shucks, man. My guy Tyler. All right. It's what I've been saying all year. It's do I have hope? No. But I want to have hope that we can maybe build something. These past few weeks, I'm we've won 2 straight. We've swept Carolina. I don't know. Shuck is kind of starting to give me some this is the building block for the future kind of hope. I like that. Sure, if we were losing some of these last few games, we'd have a chance at a better pick. But I want to win. Even if it means we're not going anywhere, I still want to win. And I want to see this team still have that heart and want to win. I think after one of the games, he's yeah, we're going to be blasting Choppa style in the locker room. That's Saints culture. We're back. Not in terms of the win record, but in terms of the vibes, we might be back. We might be getting back there. And that gives me hope. And then the Sooners have a playoff game this week. I think it's tomorrow, because I think they're playing on the 19th. And that's exciting. I'm look, we haven't won one of these in program history. We've won championships, but not in terms of this playoff thing. I'm that maybe it was time to buck the trend. Like, this is a team, we're playing, it's not the best Bama team, very clearly, but they're still here. They're a team that we've beaten, but it wasn't a dominant win by any chance. I think we have a good chance of winning, but we could still lose, and we'll see what happens. I just, hope what happens that we win. Just in terms of NFL stuff in general, so the Rams have clinched, Denver is clinched, no one else has clinched anything, but I think this week we can start getting a lot more scenarios. Like, if Philly wins or Dallas loses, Philly wins the East. I think if New England wins a game, they clinch a playoff berth at least. I think no, I can't say that the Bears clinch with, I think the Bears clinch a berth with a win and a Lions loss. Excuse me. They wouldn't clinch the North with that. Actually, would they clinch the North with that? Because then they'd be like two. No, not quite. Because I'm like, they'd be two better than the Packers with 2 games to go. But because Green Bay has the tie, if they both finished with 11 wins, Green Bay would win the division because they'd have less losses. So, I mean, I can't say like they win because they play Green Bay. But yeah, sorry. I think they clinch a berth with a win and a Lions loss, but they don't clinch with just a win. And they can't clinch the division this week. I think I said New England clinches with a win. I think Seattle clinches with a win as well. San Francisco, they might. I think they do, but I'm not 100 on that. Who does San Francisco have? Oh, that's right. I think they play the Colts. I think their last 3 games are the Colts, the Bears, because that Bears 49er game is huge. And they end the season with Seattle. And I don't know about the Colts, man. Like, I don't remember if I said this last week, but it was something I was thinking about, just how funny the AFC South can be, like, these past few years. Like, there's this one year, it's like, man, Tennessee is the class of the division. They're going to be winning this for a long time. Look, they have this massive lead in the division, but then they got injured to shit, couldn't win a game, and Jacksonville, who was dead in the water, climbed up, clawed their way to the top, won the division. The next year, Jacksonville's like, what, 8-2, 7-2, something like that. It's like, man, they're the class of the division. They won a playoff game last year. They almost beat the Chiefs. They could genuinely finish as the 1 seed. But then they just started losing and falling apart, and they had some key injuries. And the Texans, who looked dead in the water, climbed up, clawed their way to the top, and won the division. And then the next year is like, man, this Houston team looks really good. They just won a playoff game. I wonder what's going to happen. Oh, they stayed consistent and won the division. That hasn't happened in a couple years. Cool. Good shit. And then this year, it's like, oh man, like these Colts, like they're 8-2. They have one of the best records in the league. They could be the 1 seed. And then key injuries and also just losing and falling apart. And Jacksonville never really looked dead in the water. They just looked average. But Houston looked dead in the water, and they're climbing and clawing their way up. And like, dude, it's so hilariously volatile like every year. But Jacksonville is looking good. I mean, they played some bad teams, but they've been blowing them out. And Houston's defense is really good and really nasty. I could see, at least one of them is making the playoffs because someone has to win the division. But also, like in terms of the wild card race, it's, I think, Baltimore/Pittsburgh. Whoever loses the division can theoretically get a wild card, but they probably won't. Indy can still get in as a wild card, but it's like they have those 2 division games plus San Francisco. I don't know if that's happening. They almost beat the Seahawks. Like, Phillip Rivers threw a touchdown. Like, he threw a touchdown. He had a 2-minute game-winning drive. It's just they left too much time, and Jason Myers won the game. But, the AFC feels pretty much set. Again, like, who knows what will happen with Ravens Steelers, but the Steelers have the edge, so I think the Steelers are probably going to finish the division. And I don't know, like, I just don't think Indy's going to make enough of a push. And I didn't mention the Chiefs, because the Chiefs have been officially eliminated. And it feels so weird. Like, really? Really? Huh. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed. But it's not because, like, I'm not a Chiefs fan. I am a Saints fan. My dad is a Chiefs fan. So, like, I'm happy for him that they do well. But I'm not like, man, I gotta see another Mahomes Super Bowl. Kind of. Because part of me is in that, like, I want to see if he can catch Brady. Now, of course, that always gets into the, like, well, I mean, they have played head-to-head, and, like, Brady beat him to go to a Super Bowl that he won, and they beat him in a Super Bowl. But, you know, there's all that. But it is just kind of in that, like, I want to see new blood, but I also kind of want to see how high, like, he can get. But I think what really disappoints me is that I wanted to see someone beat them in the AFC. Because that, like, I wanted to see that moment of, like, maybe it is the Chargers or the Broncos or it's the Bills finally doing it. Like, who is going to be the one to finally slay the giant? And it was a team effort. Because, yes, it was the Chargers. The Chargers are the one who won that game. But there were other scenarios that had to happen. It wasn't just Casey is out with a loss. It was they have to lose. Buffalo has to win, and they were down 21-0 and then 24-3 and won that game. And also, Jacksonville, Houston, and Indy, 2 of those 3 have to win, and everything but Indy winning happened. So it's like, yeah, the Chargers are the ones who beat the Chiefs and eliminated them, but also, so did the Bills, but also, so did the Jags and the Texans. So it was a team effort. And honestly, a lot of it was Kansas City doing it to themselves. Like, what the fuck was that 4th down attempt in that Texans game? Like, just, why? Why are you doing this? Like, their offense has done nothing. Your defense is playing great. You're tied. Why are you going for it, like, that deep in your own territory? Like, that's, I'm still baffled by that decision. Okay, you want to talk about something that baffled me. So I was watching that Lions-Rams game and also the Broncos-Packers game. Like, I would just kind of be like, all right, watch a drive, flip to the other one, watch a drive, because those are both, like, really good games. So there's a point. I believe at this point the game was tied, or, like, the Rams might have been down, and, like, this is the first time they took the lead or so. Where it what was the name? There's, like, Cody Parkinson, I think was his name. I could be wrong, but there's, like, a tight end, catches a deep pass, ruled a touchdown. And then you see on the replay, number 1, it looks like when he hits the ground, I saw the ball move. And I'll be honest, I was rooting for the Lions, so there may be some bias there. I was like, I think the ball moved. But it is ruled a touchdown on the field, and, you know, you have to have, like, clear, undeniable, whatever evidence to overturn. Fair. So if you want to argue with me that, well, like, it looks like the ball kind of moves, but you don't get, like, a best angle on it, and was that enough movement to say that he lost possession? There's an argument there. It is irrefutable that his knee was down short of the goal line by, like, a yard or 2. I think he was at the 1, but he might have been at, like, the 2. When he's down and he's being touched, he did not score. And somehow, they're like, no, yeah, that's a touchdown. What? Granted, I think if they reverse that call, the Rams have a 1st and goal at the 1, I think they score. Genuinely. There are also a lot of, like, bad snaps throughout that game. Like, there'd be one that would go, like, a little high or, like, to the side. So I don't know, with just the way, like, the QB center exchange was going, you kind of have no guarantee that the Rams would immediately score, because there is a non-zero chance something would happen. It reminds me a lot of that Eagles game with the Lions, where I'm like, look, do I think if the Lions got the ball back, they were going to go tie the game or maybe like go for 2 to win? No, I don't think they would be able to with just how dominant Philly's defense had been that night. But they played, like their defense played well enough to get the ball back. There is no way in hell that was PI on the defense. What are we doing here? And the apparent explanation for why it was upheld to be a touchdown when you can clearly see he's down at the 1 is that apparently it's like, well, like he lost possession, but then he gained, like he didn't have possession there, but then he gained possession in the end zone. So it's a touchdown. Which I hear that and go, So he catches the ball and he's going to the ground. And when he hits the ground, he lost possession. But then when he slid forward, he regained possession. So that when I saw the ball like move when he hit the ground, like that did happen. You're not disputing that. So he didn't maintain the catch going to the ground. He didn't complete the process of the catch going to the ground, which means it's incomplete. You can't, what? That makes the call even worse, because then it's not even that, well, the Rams would have had it at the 1 and they probably score. It's, no. I think it was like a first down play, maybe a second, but it's like, no, what? The Lions did get screwed. Now, granted, Detroit still could have, like, the Rams had a few 4th down attempts on their first drive, which ended in a touchdown. Lions could have stopped him there. And I think it was like the Lions' next offensive play was a deep shot to Jameson Williams that, like, he wasn't able to connect with. It's not to say that, like, the Lions still could have won that game within their own power. But it was just a, like, really? Really? And to be honest, it's stuff like that has made me a lot less invested in the NFL this year. Just a lot of moments throughout where I'm like, really? That you're going to call that penalty there, or you're not going to call that penalty there? Wait, that was a catch. That was a touchdown. There's times I'm like, reasonable minds can differ. Like that Isaiah Likely touchdown against the Steelers. I'm like, okay, he's in the end zone, like, ball's in his hands, he's in the end zone, 2 steps. To me, that looks like a touchdown. Because he's not going to the ground, so he has to maintain the process. I'm like, I don't know. Because that's kind of how it works in the end zone. It's like, do you have possession? Yes. Like, did you take your 2 steps? Like, that should probably count. But if you want to say like, I don't think he had control while making those steps, I think you can make an argument there. It's, well, he didn't make a football move. And, like, he's in bounds. Like, he's in bounds. He's staying upright, and it's 2 feet. That's what a catch is. I mean, the fact that he's trying to score a touchdown, and he's, like, going away from the defender to hold on to the ball. Like, that is a football move. Like, that's such a, like, vague term that it can mean anything and nothing at the same time. And with the prevalence of sports gambling, it really, really draws attention to some of these moments to genuinely make me go, how much of this is rigged? How much of it really is? And I don't like that. But I can't help but wonder it. And it makes the integrity of the shields, like, that's a really dirty looking shield. But there are also just a lot of injuries this week. And it's like, that's not the integrity of the shield. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the game. But, like, Puka went down. I know he came back in. Like, Devontae, I think he pulled his hamstring. Like, I saw that, like, he was running, and then he just, was kind of limping. I don't know. I don't think I have heard, like, how serious that is, but it didn't look great. Parsons tore his ACL. I think he's out for the year. I think Watson on the Packers, like, I don't know if he tore his ACL, but I know he was out for, like, the rest of the game. Mahomes tore his ACL. Like, the Chiefs are done, but it really was just an insult to injury. Your season is on the line. Your quarterback tears his ACL. The play was called back for holding on the offense. You still lose the game and get eliminated from the playoffs. Just like, wow. Like, everything that could go wrong did go wrong there. I guess switching topics from sports games to video games. Still playing Stellar Blade. Game really fun. Really enjoying it. I've played a tiny bit of Clé Obscure. Because, like, a friend of mine has it, so I've played it. Oh, no. I am at, like, 5%. We're going to try to go through this really quick. Stellar Blade, really fun. Played a little bit of Claire. Also really fun. Claire dominated the Game Awards. Congrats to them. That's really cool. But now I kind of have this expectation of the game that it's got to be the best thing ever. Game Awards, overall, thought it was, like, fun. There was some stuff I liked. I'm just really, really happy for Pragmata. Mega Man looks dope. Control, Phantom Blade. I don't know what that says, so I'm going to skip it. Orichalcum. I've gotten, like, another blog review that's going to be out soon, I think today, and I'm really excited to see it. Ayla. I've posted a chapter last week. The next week's chapter is coming along. It's almost done. I got really emotional writing it. I'm like, man, I really like these two and just the bond that they have. This is hitting me really hard. This is fucking beautiful. My circus video is doing, like, stupid well. It has, like, 400 views, which I know for a lot of channels, that's like I only got 400. That's stupid good for me. And I'm just, like, really happy and just, like, thank you. Like, seeing people be like, look, man, I'm going to be here in my car for an hour talking about a show that I really like, but I didn't like this episode, and I'm kind of just trying to, like, really talk about it and kind of get my venting out. I was like, this, like, maybe because it's, like, a recent thing that people like maybe it'll do kind of well. I didn't think people were going to want to hear me talk about it for an hour. It just made me really happy. And I really do appreciate that, and I just wanted to say that. If you watched that video, if you watched any of the others, if you're watching this one, genuinely, thank you. And I hope you have a good rest of your day and your week, and Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays as well.